Welcome to the Firearm Patriot channel. Today I'm going to take a look at another cowboy holster from Reddog leather. Now this is a custom California pattern or Slim Jim holster that Reddog leather made at my request. I have a unique pattern on here that I don't think anyone else has. I wanted a unique holster to use in my cowboy fast draw competitions. So they've done, I think, what's an excellent job in making this holster. Now this particular holster, without the features that I have requested, the holster and the rig will run you about $200 plus shipping, so it represents a very, very good value. This particular holster is made to meet all the requirements of the Cowboy Fast Draw Association per their rule book. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and zoom in on this Slim Jim to show you some of the pattern work, some of the engraving and tooling that's been done on it at my request. And again, you can pretty much get whatever you want to. Obviously the cost is going to be a little bit more. This particular holster here with the engraving and the rawhide inside is going to run you about $250 to $300 plus the shipping depending on what you get. So keep that in mind, but even at that, to get a custom holster, it's one of the least expensive holsters on the market, and it's top-notch quality as well. So let's go ahead and just zoom in on the holster a little bit just to show you some of the tooling. Now this particular holster is what's called a antique brown. He pretty much has all the traditional colors, the normal brown as well as black. The tooling on this, as you can see, is basically a rope edged with X's and O's pattern in between. It goes all the way up. And I also asked him to do it around the belt, just to kind of give you an idea. Now this particular belt and holster is trimmed in white thread, which I really like. Very unique. Show you some of the features of the holster. For example, the holster, you can see at the bottom, it has a little lip coming out. That's actually a bullet deflector in Cowboy Fast Draw. We shoot wax bullets, and that will save you from a leg shot. It will deflect the bullet out to the side. Now it is a steel deflector, but it is lined with leather, so you don't see any of the steel or anything. It gives more of a traditional look. Also, as you can see, this particular holster, there is basically a trigger guard built into the holster. That is a requirement of the Slim Jim holsters. You have to have that go down into the holster. Now this particular belt is what's called a Ranger style belt. You can also get a tapered belt. It's 2.5 inches. It is double leather with, as you can see on the back here, suede lining. And the suede lining, I request that on all my belts. It helps hold the belt around you very well. One of the main things when you're drawing Cowboy Fast Draw, particularly if you're shooting the long gun here, is you want to make sure that the belt's on tight so the gun does not slide up as you draw it. As you can see, there is no leg tie on this particular gun. That is a requirement of the holster. You cannot have a leg tie in regards to this. Now, as you can see too, another unique feature is that on a Ranger style belt, the belt overlaps, and as you can see, there's a loop that it goes through. Now, a lot of holster manufacturers, their loops will simply be loose. This particular one, Reddog actually sews it in to the leather itself, and what that does is it just allows that belt to go in there very tightly and hold very secure. He has a what's called a gunfighter buckle on the front, and you can see the belt loops with the hose that are actually sewn on the outside of the belt. We're going to go ahead and zoom out, show you a couple other features on the belt. Let's go ahead and take the gun out. This is a Ruger Vaquero. It is designed, this holster is designed for this particular gun. Also, it would fit the Colt 7.5 inch single action or Colt clone. The gun has been safety checked. As you can see, it's a very long barrel, 7.5 inches, so let's lay that to the side. One of the unique features about this particular holster that you do have to request is it's rawhide lined. And what rawhide is basically a piece of leather that's been is untanned. and when it dries, it gets extremely hard, and what it does is it basically firms up the holster and keeps the form and shape of the holster. Now, also here, he has a very wide throat at the top of the holster, which really allows the gun to be drawn quicker and also reholstered quicker. Now, this is a zero retention holster, meaning that there's no friction when the gun goes down in there. So without this hammer thong, which goes over the hammer and is actually built into the holster, the gun will fall right out. Also, this slides down. I'm bad about breaking these, so the great thing about them is that you can just put new ones in, tie them up. If you do break them, sometimes I'll draw the gun forgetting that it's on there in practice. But just, you know, very, very well made, very good quality. You can see here where the bullet deflector is sewn in. Again, this is a piece of metal, but it's all covered in leather. Another very unique thing about the Reddog Slim Jim holsters is there is a screw right here that holds the belt loop very tightly around the belt, which allows it not to move. Okay, so very important in this particular type of competition not to have your belt move. Again, there's no leg tie down here per regulation, so it's easy for the belt and the holster to slide up if it's not firmly attached to your body. So very, very unique holster. Now here I have 12 bullet holders. You can get more if you want. You can get them all the way around. You don't have to have the tooling, but you know, the price does increase with more belt holders or belt loops. I like them. I think they look good, and you know, we go back to you know, the old days where they had the ammunition on their belts. Now here you can see again the gunslinger or gunfighter belt buckle. That comes standard with even the standard holster. So really, for again the price, the value, Reddog leather is very, very difficult to beat, particularly if you want a custom holster that you can't get anywhere else. Like I said, I just sent him this design, said this is what I want, and he sent me an example back and said, here's what it'll look like. If that's what you want, we can take care of it for you. And he's done an excellent job. This particular holster actually was used to win the 2015 Texas State Champion Shootist category. A gentleman by the name of Little Cassie, Bobby Castell, won that using this holster that he borrowed from me. It was the first time that he'd ever shot from it, and he won that whole competition. So I think he's already gone and ordered one of these for himself. But they do, again, make a very good quality holster. I'm going to put the information for Reddog leather in the description. They primarily sell through an eBay store, but he also has a email address, which I'll list also in the description. And you can contact him directly. But very, very good product at a very, very reasonable price, all made in America. And that's one of the great things as well about the holster. So with that being said, this is Firearm Patriot. Till next time, God bless America.